All right, hello, and I hope all of you are doing well. So in this lesson, I treat application of fractions. Application of fractions. Now in the previous lesson or previous lessons, we looked at how to um, use fractions with the various mathematical signs: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Now how do we apply these in questions? That is what we want to do today. Now, if I tell you that Kofi was given half of the money, Kofi was given half of the money, and then the amount of money is 60 cedis. Once I say half of, it means that you are going to, if you want to find how much Kofi got, so Kofi's share, that will be 1/2 times 60 Ghana cedis. So 2 cancel 60, 30. So then Kofi's share is 30 cedis. So half of the money. All right. Now, if I tell you that I have 200 cedis, I used 1/5 on food, comma, and no, so 1/5 on food, a half on clothing, and the remaining for savings. Find A, amount on food. B, amount on clothing, and then C, amount for savings. Now, the original amount I had was 200 cedis, and I used 1/5 on food. So what you are going to find is 1/5 times 200 cedis. So 5 will cancel 200, that will be 40. So the amount would be 40 cedis. So 1/5 on food, that's that. A half on clothing. Now that half is still on the full amount. So you find 1/2 times the 200 cedis. 2 cancel 200 is 100. So in effect, the amount on clothing, is 100. Then finally, we are asked to find, then you are told that, and the remaining for savings means that out of the 200, when you do your deductions, what is left is for savings. How much did you have from the onset? We had 200. And then we took out 40, and then later 100. So 200 minus 40 is 160. 160 minus 100 is 60. So in effect, we have 60 cedis left. This is a typical application of fractions in day-to-day activities. Now, there are times that you can be told that when you took a particular fraction the remaining amount, he took another fraction from that. In that case, then you are not going to the original money or amount to deal with, but you will deal with the remaining amount. Let's take an example. Kofi receives 1,000 cedis as salary. He uses 1/4 on rent and half of the remaining on food. Find the amount on rent and food. Now his salary is 1,000, so salary is 1,000. Then when we go to rent, so rent is equal to 1/4 of the full amount. So times 1,000. 4 dividing 1,000 will be 250. So he spends 250 cedis on rent. And then it goes on to say, and half of the remaining on food. Means that we need to find the remaining amount before we find half. So remaining amount is equal to 1,000 minus 250, which is 750. And we have to find half of that remaining. So we're going to find half of 750 to be food. So amount on food is equal to 750 times half, because it's half of the remaining that goes to buy food. So 2 into 7 is 3 remainder 1, making it 15. 2 into 15 is 7. That will be 14 remainder 1, making it 10. 2 into 10 is 5. The amount spent on food would be 375 cedis. Okay, right. Now in the next question, I would want you to pause the video, try your hands before you watch the continuation, which is the solution to that question. A trader sells 10 books for 500 cedis. If he uses 1/5 on food and 1/4 of the remaining on transport, how much is left for other expenses? All right, so try solving through yourself by pausing the video. And then when you are done, you watch to compare your answer with the answer here. All right, so the salary that was received by the sales, or the amount received by selling the books, is 500 cedis. And we are told that the amount spent on food is 1/5 of the sale. So 1/5 times 500. 5 cancels 5, 1, 0, 0. So the amount spent on food is 100 cedis. And it goes further to say that 1/4 of the remaining is spent on transport. 1/4 of the remaining is spent on transport. So then you have to calculate the remaining, because for all you can find 1/4 of that. So remaining amount will be the original amount, that is 500 minus 100, and that would give us 400. So the remaining amount is 400. Now we are saying that 1/4 is spent on transport, meaning that 1/4 of 400 is what is spent on transport. So here we go. For transport, it's 1/4 times the remaining amount, which is 400 cedis. So 4 divides 400, and that is 100. So amount spent on transport is 100 cedis. Great. I'm sure you got the answer right. If you didn't get it right, resolve it yourself and be sure that you can solve it anytime you see a similar question. All right, let's go to another question. So two children were given, that's Given, pardon, were given 15 clothing and asked to share it in the fraction 1/3 for the first child and 1/5 for the second child. Find the number of clothing each had. So we were given 15 clothing, and when they were asked to share it, they had to do it 1/3 for the first child and 1/5 for the second child. Find the number of clothing each had. All right. So pause the video now and try and find the number of clothing each had. All right. I expect that you are done. That is why you switched on the video. So let's all look at the solution. So we are told that the first child had 1/3 of the clothing. So first child is equal to 1/3 of 15 clothing. Cancel that. That is 5 clothing. Then the second child had 1/5 of the clothing. So 1/5 times 15, that is 3 clothing. Meaning that the first child had 5 clothing and the second had 3 clothing. Now the questioner could have also asked how many clothing were left. How many clothing were left? So all you are supposed to do is to find the total clothing shared, which is 5 plus 3, which is 8. So if total clothing shared was 8, so the number of clothing left would be 15 clothing minus 8, which is 7 clothing. That would be the number of clothing left. All right, let's try another example. So the man travels for 4 hours to his village. He used a train to travel 7/10 of the time and a motorbicycle for 1/12 of the remaining time. He finally did the remaining journey on foot. Find how long he traveled on foot. So after pausing the video, then we look at the solution. So let's pick the details from the question. So our first point that we need to know is total duration. So this one is not distance but duration. Total duration is 4 hours. Now working in 4 hours would give us so many fractions, so we convert this to minutes. And how many minutes would we get in 4 hours? So it will be 4 times 60 minutes, because each hour will give us 60 minutes. So that will be 240 minutes. The total duration is 240 minutes. Now we are told that he did 7/10 of the duration by train. So duration by train, and that is equal to 7/10 times 240 minutes. 0 cancel 0, so we have 24 times 7, or 7 times 24. 7 times 20 will give us 140, and then 7 times 4 will give us 28. 140 plus 20, that will be 168. I expect that you can do this with your regular calculation. That is doing 24 times 7. 7 4 28, 2 7 14 plus 2 16. So 1 6. So the duration by train is 168 minutes. And then we are told that of the remaining time that was left, the person did 112 by a motor bicycle. So we first have to go know the remaining time before we can find the minutes that he used of that to do the bicycle, because the remaining time that we are going to find 112 of. So remaining time, and that is 240 minus 168. 240 minus 168. So let me solve that here, clean this one. So we have 240168. So 0 minus 8 is not possible. You bring 1 from the 4, making it 10. 10 minus 8 is 2. And we have 3 left here. So you move 1 from the 2, or move 1 from the 2, add to 3, making it 13. 13 minus 6 is 7. Now I have only 1 here, so 1 minus 1 will be 0. So we would have 72 minutes left. 72 minutes left. So the remaining time is 72 minutes. Now of this, 112 was traveled by motor bicycle. So let's find that. So duration on motorbike, duration on motorbike will be 112 of the 72 minutes left. Now 12 into self is 1, into 72 is 6. So 1 times 6 is 6. 6 minutes was done by a motorbike. Now we are asked, the question is actually asking us to find how long he made the journey on foot. At this point, we had 72 minutes, but we need to know the number of minutes left, and that will tell us the duration for the journey on foot. So duration on foot or by walking is the 72 minutes that we have minus the 6 minutes on the motorbike. Now 72 minus 6 is 66. 66. So therefore 66 minutes was the duration that he had to walk. You know, some places they don't have motorable roads and nobody wants to risk his motorbike going there. So after doing the motorbike for 6 minutes, he had no option but to walk to his hometown. So the duration on foot is 66 minutes. Okay, so let's try this question. Bright, Wisdom, and Mark wanted to start a business. They needed seed money and contributed portions of it in the fractions 1/3, 1/5, and 1/4 respectively. What fraction of money is left before they can start the business? What fraction of money is left before they can start the business? So there are 3 people or 3 friends. They contribute to start a business. Bright brought 1/3, Wisdom 1/5, and Mark 1/4. So what fraction of money is left before they can start the business? So please pause the video and then solve it on your own. When you are done, come back. Let's all solve it together. Please start work. Okay, so let's solve it together. So the individuals in question are Bright, Wisdom, and Mark. And the fractions that they contributed are 1/3, 1/5, and 1/4. Now, this is what they contributed before they can start a business. Each of them contributed this. However, we are told that what fraction of money is left before they can start the business, meaning that when we put all this together, it will not be up to 1. Now, whenever you are dealing with a fraction with respect to a particular quantity, the original quantity is seen as a unit, as one item, as one whole number, and the other portions of it are seen as a fraction of 1. So in this instance, we do not know the amount of money, but we know the amount of money is 1. So when we add all these 3 fractions and we take it from the 1, the fraction we'll get will tell us the amount of money, or the better still, the portion of money that is left before they can all contribute to start the business, or they can get enough to start the business. So fraction left. Now the fraction left would be the original fraction, which will be 1 in this case, minus 1/3, minus 1/5, minus 1/4. Now, this is one of the ways to solve it. You could have also chosen to add all the fractions, the fraction contributed. That would be 1/3 plus 1/5 plus 1/4. When you have that fraction, then you take it from 1. Then that will give you the fraction left. So let's solve this in this way. Then we'll use the other method. Now, when you see one whole number, it is the same as 1/1. Same as 1/1. So our first step will be to find an LCM. Addition and subtraction of fractions, LCM. So what is the common denominator that all these can divide? What can 3 divide and at the same time 5 divide? In the onset, you will say 15. However, there is 4. That can't also divide 15. So in effect, the number that all can divide is 60. Now I've told you one whole is the same as 1/1. So the numerator is 1, the denominator is 1. 1 into 60 is 60. 60 times the numerator of 1 is 60 minus 3 into 60 is 20. 20 times the numerator 1 is 20 minus 5 into 60 is 12 times. 12 times the numerator gives you 12. And 4 into 60 is 15. 15 times the numerator of 1 gives you 15. So you have 60 minus 20 minus 12 minus 15. Now let's do a mental math. 60 minus 20 is 40. Then we do 40 minus 12. 40 minus 12, that will be 28. Then 28 minus 15, that would be 13. So in effect, you would have 13 over 60 as a fraction of money that is left for them to get before they can start this business. Great. Now, I earlier said that we could have also solved it in another way. So let's do that. The fractions are 1 over 3, 1 over 5, and 1 over 4. So in that case, you would first find fraction contributed. The fraction contributed. So that's 1 over 3 plus 1 over 5 plus 1 over 4. These are the fractions for the 3 people. So you would find an LCM, that will be 60. 3 into 60 is 20 times the top is still 20 plus 5 into 60 is 12. 12 times the numerator of 1 still remains 12 plus 4 into 60 is 15. 15 times 1 is 15. Then you add 20 plus 12, that will be 32, plus 15, that will be 47. So you have 47 over 60. So this is a fraction contributed. If you want to find the remaining fraction, then remaining fraction, now you're going to subtract 47 over 60 from 1. I told you that the item you are dealing with, if it is one particular entity, it is represented by 1. It's a whole item, like 1 orange. It's a whole item, so the number 1 represents that. So we're going to subtract 47 over 60 from 1, or better still, 1 minus 47 over 60. So let's do that on the next slide. So we have 1 minus 47 over 60. Now I've told you that this 1 is the same as 1 over 1. Okay. So the LCM is 60. This 1, denominator goes into 60, that's 60. Times the numerator of 1, that will make it 60. 60 will go into 61. 1 times 47 is 47. 60 minus 47 is 13 over 60. That is the same answer we got for the other one. Alright, great. So the applications are endless. I would now share with you some questions which requires the application of the basic understanding of fraction that you have. And you are supposed to solve them and show working of each of these so that you will share that with me. If there are any challenges with understanding, you can communicate that and the appropriate support will be given you. Thank you very much, and kindly solve the following questions that have been sent to the platform. All right, thank you and bye-bye.